We're talking with Mississippi College head coach John Bland ahead of tonight's game against Albany State. But Coach, first of all, let's look back to the game against Alcorn State last Saturday night. A loss for the Choctaws, but you got a lot of players, some playing time. 12 different running backs played in that ball game, got at least one carry. 9 of those running backs got more than one carry. So tell us a little bit about what you saw that you liked from your offense, especially those running backs last Saturday night.
Well, we knew it was going to be a big-time challenge. Of course, Alcorn is a really good football team. They've proven that over the past 5 years. They've won their conference championship, been to a bowl game last year. So this is a level of football that is obviously different than ours, and we've moved up. We know the challenges of moving to Division II, but now we're playing a team that is 1AA. So it was a challenge. It was really good to see that competition, and we didn't get pushed around a whole lot. Now, but obviously they were better than us on Saturday. This is their second game, but also our guys were seeing a lot of them, their first action of all times here at Mississippi College. So that was good for us to see that and be able to get a lot of people in the ball game, which helped us. I think it'll help us for the future.
You also got a second quarterback in the ball game, Deontay Smith-Moore. He completed all 3 of his passes, had a touchdown. Seems like as a freshman he can offer a real nice counter to the run-oriented offense that Dietrich Hawthorne runs so well.
No doubt, and I think both those guys did well. We saw some good things. Of course, we've seen good things this week in practice too that will help us. I know that we're going to improve between game 1 and game 2. Hopefully, the most of the year. The biggest improvement we'll see. But I saw those quarterbacks really do some things which will allow us to have some success this year. With all the running backs too, I don't know if we'll get 12 guys the ball as time goes on, but it was good for us to see them get some experience and try to see who has some experience for the future, because you never know when your time's going to come.
Depth at key positions like quarterback has been an issue over the last couple of years. Injuries have taken their toll. We saw that in the last game last season. But is the plan going forward this year to maybe work these guys in a little bit more as the season goes along?
It is. We like to keep it. We know that this offense is not for everybody. It is a quarterback who has to be really tough, and he's going to take some hits. And so with that being said, we're going to be smart, and we're not going to just let Dietrich get beat up the whole time. So he's got to run the football, and he's got to be able to pass it as well. So having 2 quarterbacks, and maybe even 3 at sometimes, would be good for us. So Deontay did a super job, and I think he's going to be able to help us. I know he is going to be able to help us throughout this season.
Talk to us a little bit about the play of your defense. Had a couple of forced fumbles against a very experienced and very good offensive line and offensive unit for Alcorn State University. How would you evaluate your defense's performance in that first game?
Well, Alcorn is one of the best offenses in the country at their level. They're top 20 for sure. They're very explosive in the running game. They've got speed. There's really, really good speed and power runners as well. But they've got a quarterback who can do an awful lot. He's one of the best dual threat quarterbacks in the country at that level. So, yeah, they got some things going early on, and of course we got a 3-and-out the very first time, and they had some opportunities to get some more, but we didn't. The good thing about our defense is just like offense, we got a lot of people to play. And they got to see themselves, but they didn't give up many big plays. They had opportunities for a few and overthrew them, but other than that one or 2 plays, we kept them in front of us. We made good tackles, and one of the things I really saw and was proud for our defense was the hitting that we were having down there on the field. If you were down there close, it was not just, we weren't just seeing it, we were hearing it. There were some big time hits. And we weren't shying off, and I like that. There was a lot of good hitting. They were hitting properly too. There weren't any targeting type of calls. We were tackling the proper way, but it was very physical. So I don't think our guys were intimidated. I think the first half though, we were just feeling our way through a little bit. That's the tough thing about Division II football, and any level. We don't get any scrimmages besides with ourselves. And all other sports, even the NFL, get a scrimmage. They get preseason games. They get scrimmages. Even in Division III football, you get scrimmages. In this level, and FCS and Division I, you just get to play yourselves up until game 1. So a lot of things were answered, and some of that changed in the second half for our team.
Are there any individual players that you would say, look at their performance, and compare it from last year to this year, looking at how they did in training camp and even maybe in the first game, where you say they've made some real improvements over the course of 1 year?
You bet. Well, so our offensive line has improved. Okay, I think a big reason for that is just because of just running this offense. And we have several players. Tahara Thornton has done a really good job of improvement. Blaine Cannon has done an awful lot for improvement. Of course, he was a freshman last year, and now he's one of the better offensive linemen on our team. And so we've got several guys that are. We got some newcomers too that are helping us. Of course, Cordell Burge was a second-team All-Conference last year, and he's even improved. So we're seeing that. We're hoping to keep these guys healthy, and that'll help us tremendously. Of course, our backfield is not all new. We have several guys, Jamari Mark and Drew Kroger, who are returners, and they've even improved. So a lot of this has to do with just blocking. You got to do it all. You got to be able to block. You got to be able to run. You got to be able to catch in the backfield. And those guys have improved. They were already good, but I think they're going to help us tremendously, and it gives us a chance to win each and every week. So on offense, I think Dietrich. I've already talked about him. He's improved too. It's hard to tell in that first ball game how much, because he didn't play the whole time. And of course, we were at a certain point, we started thinking, we needed to get more reps for Deontay, and so I think that's going to continue. But I think we're going to see more and more of what we're really all about starting this week.
Well, this week it's Albany State, who last year made their conference title game, so they're coming off a really good season. Lost to Valdosta pretty badly, but Valdosta, the defending national champions. Yes. It'll be a tough matchup for the Choctaws, but it's certainly a game that I know you guys are looking forward to getting a chance to win.
There's no doubt. They're a quality opponent, just like, of course, we're going to face every week, of course, in this league, and it's very tough. But the good thing is, Valdosta is the defending national champion, so I'm not going to try to compare. Well, they got beat badly. Well, they beat a lot of people bad, and they're really, really good. So, but we do know that they're going to improve too, just like we have. So our week of practice and after our first game, we expect to improve, and I'm sure Albany State does too. So they're big and fast, and I think that's something that they have going for us. They're hoping to improve, and they're coming in here trying to get their first win. We're going to do the same.
Playing at home for the first time this year, have the home crowd. Do you have a preference on the first game, whether you like it to be on the road or at home? I know some players, some coaches have different feelings about that.
Well, you know what, when we're in our preparation, the biggest challenge for us, starting on August 10th, really we reported August 10th, but we practiced on August 12th. We got so many weeks of practice, and then we play. And so on the road is not nothing major, but it is a lot goes into getting on the road. When you start putting people on buses and pregame meals and being at a certain schedule to arrange all that, and for me is not tough. But imagine if you're one of the players, you're having to go through this. There's a lot of attention to detail, so it does take a little bit away from the ball game, but I think being at home would be a lot better. And so the good thing is we've got that out of the way, and now we can play some football. I think we'll enjoy being right here in Clinton.
All right, Coach, we appreciate your time. Wish you good luck in the game, the home opener tonight.
Thank you, Reed.